Am I the asshole for asking my sister to replace my jelly beans after her son ate them?
Did your son eat
My jelly beans.
My God.
So I, a 25-year-old man, recently invited my family over for dinner at my new condo. I'm really proud of this place. It took years of saving, hard work, and sacrifice to get here. It's small, but it's mine, and I wanted to celebrate with a nice family dinner. I decided to make homemade spaghetti carbonara. I spent hours on it. Crisp pancetta, freshly grated Parmesan, whisked with eggs and pasta water for a perfect silky sauce.
Yum.
Carbonara is all about timing and texture, so I was in the kitchen paying close attention to every step. I added garlic bread, salad, and even made a cheesecake for dessert. It was a big effort, and I wanted the evening to feel special.
I'm so hungry.
Now I keep a big jar of jelly beans on my coffee table as a treat. I love picking out a few here and there, and I always save the cream soda ones for last. They're my favorite. The jar has lasted a long time, and it's something I enjoy after a long day.
Until little Joey rolled in.
My sister Laura, who's 35, brought her 7-year-old son, who's honestly a bit of a handful. He's not used to hearing no and thinks every space is his to do what he wants. My sister has never set limits with him, and growing up, our parents spoiled her too. While I was busy in the kitchen, my nephew found the jelly bean jar. I didn't notice at first because I was trying to get the carbonara just right. After dinner, I went to grab a handful of jelly beans and realized that almost all the cream soda ones were gone. My nephew had picked them out, leaving a mess of crumbs and broken bits. I pulled Laura aside and mentioned it, asking if she'd noticed. She just shrugged and said, "Oh, he only likes the cream soda ones, so he picked those out, no big deal." I tried to be polite, but I told her that those were my favorites and asked if she could replace them.
I'm picturing him having like the Patrick Bateman reaction where he's like sweating and like he's like those the cream soda ones.
Those were my favorites
the cream
too.
soda ones. They're impressive, yeah.
I tried to be polite, but I told her that those were my favorites and asked if she could replace them or at least get me some more of the cream soda flavor. She got annoyed and snapped, "He's just a kid. You're seriously this worked up over some jelly beans?" I told her it wasn't about the jelly beans, but that it would have been nice if she'd kept an eye on him or taught him to ask. Laurel rolled her eyes and said, "Then don't leave temptations out if you don't want kids touching them." I asked her one more time to either replace the jar or just the cream soda ones, but she refused, calling me petty and saying I was blowing things out of proportion. My parents jumped in to back her up, telling me to drop it and that I should know better than to have temptations out around kids. But it's not just about the money, it's about respect and boundaries. I put a lot into that dinner, and her response was to let her son treat my place like his personal candy store. Now my family thinks I'm overreacting, but to me, this is about respecting boundaries.
It's about respect.
Am I the asshole for asking my sister to replace the cream soda jelly beans her son ate?
Oh.
I'm
There's
sorry.
no way he asked her normally. Like I'd be like he's like, "Now, Margaret."
Now, Margaret, you'll see there's a absence of cream soda flavor jelly beans in there.
This is tricky. This is tricky. It's clear that this kid has maybe disrespected him a lot of times, and now he's like, "All right, that's enough. This is my place. This is my own stuff. That's my jelly bean thing."
I guess, okay.
If there's a jar of jelly beans out, bro,
be honest.
I'm going for jelly beans.
I have nieces and a nephew, and I'm like, if I leave a jar of jelly beans on a coffee
I'm surprised if
Yeah.
they don't eat them.
I'd be kind of like, hey man, I left those jelly beans out.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't want them.
Also, if
notice
she
you weren't
didn't
eating
want
the
them to
jelly beans.
eat the jelly beans, she could just take it up and be like, "All right, you're gonna go crazy here." But she clearly didn't give an F if he ate the jelly beans because they're kids.
I can't help but judge this guy a little bit by how he's writing. He goes into the carbonara, which is completely unnecessary.
Irrelevant.
I mean, it sounds so
I know,
good.
but
Oh, I'm hungry. Yeah.
he's talking himself up in
Yeah.
this, and it's like he's talking about. He's just like,
It's a-
I worked really hard on this condo, and I have it. I'm like, none of
It's
this matters.
mine.
You literally could just be like, hey, my family visited, and my nephew ate a bunch of my jelly beans,
I think
and I
that
asked to replace it. And
There's
it
something,
won't.
yeah, there's something valid about like, you know, like, oh, like, and they went into, like, if you have like a roommate, it's like, oh, and they went and ate all my blah, blah, blah. And that there's like but it's the, again, it's what you said, it's the way in which he's delivered the story, it's the context
The way
that's
he's delivering
hurt
it. The relationship is also an element, you know, a roommate taking your jelly beans is one thing. We know about roommates and beans, okay, and that's a different thing. But this is specifically if a 7-year-old is coming over to my place, now there's a lot of elements because I think he's not talking about the kid being the problem.
Yeah.
He's saying he's
The
mad.
parents
He's mad at
and
his
her.
sister for just being like whatever.
And his parents.
I don't care. Yeah, and that's
There's obviously history.
But
there.
this was
clearly
a
history.
wrong example. This was the wrong fight to
Yeah,
fight. Like,
yeah.
dude, you got like
I'm sorry, you put the jelly beans out.
you gotta let this one go.
I agree with you, Spencer, where I'm like,
Not you.
How did you?
Yeah, I know.
No. Was
Hey,
specifically.
dude, I love
I
you.
hate him.
I love you, dude.
Spencer,
I
what
literally
you're
hate
saying,
this guy.
No, but I agree. Like, how did he ask this with a straight face? Like, can you replace the cream soda jelly bean?
It sounds like he definitely did. He sounds like
Oh,
that type
it sounds
of
like
guy.
he did. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that a 7-year-old could get into where it's like, hey, that was a problem. But you left candy on a coffee table, and you're mad that the kid ate the candy. I'm like, that's kind of like,
yeah. It's like, well, do you want your sister to go to a candy store, go to the cream, like the cream soda, the thing, scoop it out, putting that in the bag, or do you want like a variety pack to pick them out of it? Like, so I'm assuming he got a variety pack and dumped it in. Unless he curated it, he went and he scooped them all and mixed them up.
I think it's her pride. I think she was like, how fucking dare you, dude? Like, I'm busy. That's why it was the wrong fight. Like, yeah,
like, I'll
I can
Venmo you.
understand parents and like the mom, like not like giving kids boundaries. That's really annoying to be
it's
around.
super annoying. I understand that. I've seen that.
Yeah,
and
me
it pisses
too.
me off, but I'm like, that kid hasn't been given boundaries, but that's how that kid operates.
What are the odds that the full-grown man and a 7-year-old both share an intense love of
For cream soda.
That's
jelly
also
beans?
there's also the element that's really funny that they both operate the same way, and he's like, oh man, you took
Maybe
my
they're the
favorites.
same. Maybe he was like that when he was 7.
You should get like the Birdie Bots ones and be like, oh, just kidding, that's shit flavored bean.
What are those?
You never had it's like
That's the
from
Harry Potter.
Oh, the Harry
beans.
Potter where
Yeah.
it's like throw up and like
Yeah.
boogers.
See, but I don't have, my nieces and nephew aren't like off the rails, right? I mean, they're gonna grab candy if there's candy.
He's saying they're
I would do
they're
the
watching
same
it.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm the same exact way. When I visit my parents, they have a jar of M&Ms.
I'm going for it.
And I can literally not help but just go over and grab it all the time. Like that's.
You know how many
That's
hands
why I
have been
don't-
in that jar?
I don't care.
Somebody was probably like, la, la,
I would
la,
look at-
la,
I would-
la,
I
la.
would-
I don't give a.
Whoa, you know, your dad was probably watching TV and was like, ha, ha.
My dad
yum.
doesn't. My dad doesn't eat those M&Ms.
Who does?
Everyone else.
Okay, then.
You think my father would eat those?
You think my
peanut
father
M&Ms?
eats the M&Ms?
Ah, Jesus. What a silly story.
This is silly. Okay, this is funny.
I could some cream soda.
what?
so-
Excuse you?
I could some cream soda
Excuse
teddy bears.
I kind of agree with this first comment. Given the limits of this subreddit, you're the asshole. But really, you're just being petty. They're jelly beans. They aren't expensive, and they make more every day.
And that's the great thing.
The good news is, did you know that they
I
make
keep
more?
eating them. They keep making more, good brother.
Buy some cream soda jelly beans and hide the jar whenever nephew comes over, which probably won't be often considering you're making a big deal about jelly beans.
Oh, bro.
Congratulations on the condo, though.
Here comes nephew.
Congratulations on your condo and your great carbonara, dude.
Yeah.
Someone else said, you wrote, I keep a big jar of jelly beans on my coffee table as a treat. Well, that is exactly what happened. Your nephew discovered them and helped himself to a treat of the flavor he liked. I get your point, but you're being very precious about jelly beans. I tend to agree with you regarding your nephew's behavior, but again, he didn't break or damage anything. He merely ate something which you left out as a treat. Your response is OTT to the point of you're the asshole.
Over the top.
Over the top.
Lastly, someone said, unless you made the
game.
pasta yourself, I can't see how you spent hours on carbonara.
Oh my God.
Get
People
his
are just
ass.
roasting him.
This guy just seems like there are people out there, and I almost feel like a lot of people have an aunt or an uncle like this, where it's like they're just super controlling of their space.
Yep.
And when you visit, it's like
It's
don't
like
touch
a
anything.
museum. Yeah.
It's truly like don't touch
Were we
anything.
talking
Like
about this
be.
yesterday? No, never mind. F you.
And I just
You too.
and I get that, but it's also like 7-year-olds haven't learned that there are people like that where they need to really, especially a family member. But yeah, I agree with that take of like this is ultimately just petty, and this is extremely silly.
I love given the limits of this subreddit. That's a brilliant way
Given
to
the limits
begin.
of this here subreddit,
now given the limits, I declare.
you are the asshole, but ultimately it's just petty.
We do need to do a southern themed episode.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
And I love it. But it's
Update.
not this one.
Yeah, but
Update!
he's dead.
Update!
Update.
He choked on a jelly bean.
Cream soda.
Okay. I'll accept my verdict since apparently it is normal these days to allow a child to root through a jar of jelly beans like a hog.
Truffle pig.
Like a hog looking for truffle.
like a common bovine or a porcine creature.
This guy is
He's a cartoon character.
This guy is silly as hell.
You're killing me.
I'm sorry, man. You're trying to say that this is crazy. Like, apparently it's normal these days to allow a child to root through a jar of jelly beans. Like,
kid
I'm
off
sorry.
a
Yeah, that
leash.
is kind of normal to me. Like,
As soon as you say rooting around, like I'm like, oh, I'm like, what's the worst thing someone could say? And
like a
boom.
hog looking for truffle. Okay, I want to be clear. This update is long. This guy is updating his post about how his nephew ate his jelly beans.
He was rooting around
and he's
him.
actually angry, and he's actually serious here. I don't even care about the
I
right.
live for this shit.
This is
the
so
ideal
silly.
Reddit
This
story.
is so good.
Okay, just this first
I
sentence.
love
really
you,
quick.
man.
I'll accept my verdict since apparently it is normal these days to allow a child to root through a jar of jelly beans like a hog looking for truffle.
Now, did the child not?
What I won't accept, what I won't tolerate, is the insults about my competency as a home chef.
Dude,
Give me a
this is so
break.
good.
Give me a
This
break.
is so good.
This guy
You have to read it in this accent.
This guy is so silly. Let me walk you through it so you understand why real carbonara takes time and why cutting corners would be a disgrace. Okay, I gotta read this normally because this is too insane. First, I went to this authentic Italian. His update is about the carbonara.
It's just about the pasta. I respect it.
Dude, he shouldn't have made it because he clearly is building resentment as we speak.
First, I went to this authentic Italian market with shelves stacked high with imported goods where the scent of cured meats fills the air. They carry real pancetta flown in weekly, and I spent ages with the owner, Domenico, who handpicked the perfect wedge of Parmigiano Reggiano for me, a rich, nutty block that was almost too beautiful to grate. Next, I stopped at this tiny family-owned shop that specializes in fresh farm eggs and produce. Carla, the owner, gets these eggs from a nearby farm, and each one is an intense, deep golden color, perfect for a creamy, rich sauce.
This is literally Patrick Bateman talking about anything.
Finally, I swung by a Solimaria for semolina flour. It sounds dramatic, but that's the lengths I go for traditional pasta.
Where does he get his jelly beans from?
I have a guy. The place feels like a rustic old world bakery with walls lined with wooden shelves and burlap sacks stacked high. Their semolina flour has a texture and richness that just doesn't compare. Ideal for handmade pasta that holds up with the perfect al dente bite.
So we did make the pasta.
He did make the pasta from scratch. Back home, I crafted the pasta from scratch. Flour piled on the counter, eggs nestled into a well, kneading it with care until the dough was soft and elastic, a process that took a solid 15 minutes of arm work. Then, I let the dough rest before rolling it into long ribbons, each one dusted lightly with flour like fresh snow. Finally, I crisped the pancetta, grated the cheese by hand, and whisked the eggs to perfect consistency. The sauce had to be
growling.
The
Hungry.
sauce had to be watched like a hawk, just enough heat to turn it creamy without scrambling, with careful additions of pasta water to reach that glossy silken texture. So yes, it took hours, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
Okay, he convinced me.
I'm hungry.
This dude convinced me not
I
the
want to go over
asshole.
to this dude's house.
I'm gonna go over to his house. I will have his carbonara. I'm gonna eat his jelly.
I'm gonna
Thanks so much.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna your couch.
Jesus. fucking-
Sorry, dude. I'm gonna fuck your teddy bear.
That's just a thing I do.
Wait, is that the fucking update?
This
That's the
update was
update.
purely about the carbonara.
Dude, that's not an update.
We should
but
fully do just a
still.
Reddit story where like Shane just reads us recipes and we're like,
Literally, I'm so hungry right now, Shane.
Me too. I got to be honest. Look, as annoying as I think this guy is, I kind of want to go over for
I wanna go over
carbonara.
to-
I want to go meet Domenico and Carla, and I want to go in that burlap sack.
I want to see
get
the walls lined with wood.
with
it's-
burlap sacks.
Handmade pasta is not easy to make, and to get it, that's rare.
Did you ever see the Jackie Chan movie where he makes the homemade pasta?
You know that I have because I've seen all Jackie
Yeah,
Chan
Mr.
movies.
Nice Guy.
Did you know that?
You've seen every Jackie Chan movie?
Who
That's
am I? One of my favorites.
Who Am I is great.
wow.
It's a little weird tidbit about
He
me.
sings the theme song at the end. It's great.
Legend of Drunken Master.
Yeah. It's one of his older.
It's been a long time since I've seen Jackie Chan.
So you've seen
movies.
all his old ones too?
Me and my little sister would watch them all.
Wow.
Who Am I was definitely my favorite as a kid.
too.
Yeah.
This next story is insane.
That's it? It's just the carbonara? It's just
That's
over?
it. It's just he's telling us the process of his carbonara, and I got to be honest, it sounds incredible.
I
am not questioning.
After this,
his
I do want to
chef skills.
compare like our favorite pasta places.
Okay.
Not you.
I got to be honest.
Not you.
Not
just
you.
us.
Fine. He does sound like a great chef.
Yeah.
This
I
sounds
think you have to be like, that's why like chefs are assholes.
You have to be a
'cause
bit like a dick.
This sounds like the bear. It sounds like truly
Yeah.
eating the beans. He's just like, what did you eat that? You ate the beans? You ate the beans? We got 15 orders coming in, and you're eating the fucking beans? He's just like, and the nephew's just like, cousin, what's the problem?
Cousin!
Cousin, come on.
Cousin!
I like the cream soda ones.
Cousin!
A gun goes off somehow, and they're like, what the fuck? Our next story. Today I fucked up.
Oh no.
Secretly eating mushrooms while my wife was asleep in a house full of cats.
What?
Okay, I don't know. Secretly eating mushrooms while my wife was asleep in a house full of cats. This happened a good long while ago now, so not really today. It was April when I started this journey. During the winter, I became a member of a magic mushroom forum and was learning all I could about growing magic mushrooms. I tried it once before and grew only a yellowish-green mush that smelled of sweaty socks, but this time would be different. I had a spore print sent to me and was off to the races. I had tried mushrooms once before, about 10 years prior, and the experience was rather enjoyable. I have had way too many bad experiences with LSD to ever think about trying it, and from what I remembered, the mushroom experience was much less chaotic and harsh for me than the majority of my acid trips had been. After following every tip I could gather and about a month and a half of waiting, I have viable mushrooms drying in the food dehydrator. The whole journey, from spore print to fruit, was done for reasons I don't yet have a great grasp on. I was thinking at the time that growing them would impart some spiritual meaning into my experience. It had been a long, long time since I had taken any illegal substance, and I wanted it to be special in some way. Growing them myself was an attempt at providing that, I guess. The night I took them, I really wasn't planning on doing so. I was bored out of my wits and chatting with online friends. I told them I was going to eat my mushrooms, but didn't know how much to eat without a scale. I took a few pics of my intended dose and posted them and immediately got advice to cut that dose in half. So, with my wife asleep, I went down to the kitchen and made a concoction of purple slushy and powdered mushrooms and gulped it down. I came back up and told the chatters that the deal was done and that I was taking a shower and would be back once the fun started. In the shower, for about 5 minutes, when I felt a rush like my consciousness was being pulled away from my body, I was fighting to keep it with me. It felt as though if I had let it fly away, I would have had a full out-of-body experience, but for some reason, I felt compelled to hold on to it. I quickly turned off the water and looked down at my feet. They seemed miles away. That is when it hit me that the shrooms were kicking in. Out of the shower, I put on the same clothes I came in with and headed upstairs. The shower's in the basement of the house, and there is a door at the top of the stairs. Opening the door, the light from the kitchen blasted my eyes, and I got a good gauge of how far along in the experience I was. I would see that the kitchen floor looked smooth and had a liquid-like texture. But before I could survey anymore, my black cat ran down into the basement. I didn't want to forget about him down there, and I never really thought that I could just leave the door open and shoo any members of our herd that wandered down there after my trip. I trudged down the stairs after him and scooped him up and started back up the stairs. Halfway up, a brown blur flew down the stairs as another cat dove to the basement. I tossed the black one in the kitchen and went down after the brown one. While picking up the brown one, the black cat came back down the steps again, and I scooped him up too. Now I am carrying 2 cats up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, the door is wide open, and I see our other 3 cats had come down to investigate the commotion. As I made the final push to the top, they all jumped into action like they planned it in advance. I started laughing hysterically, let go of the cats in my arms, and sat at the top step as I watched all the cats bounce down the stairs.
They're like, yeah!
Success. We've done it, brother.
I found the whole situation so funny. Here I am coming up hard on mushrooms. I can feel the confusion building every second, and now I have to figure out a way of getting all 5 cats out of the basement. By the time I had collected myself and devised a plan, my face was hot and objects were starting to move. The time dilation had manifested and minutes were seeming to take longer and longer. My plan was to go down and capture 1 cat at a time and usher them up the stairs. Once I got to 5, the task would be complete. I raced down and grabbed the first cat I came across. I ran up to the landing and tossed it, pretty forcefully, up the last 3 steps into the kitchen so it would get the point that I didn't want them down there. Back down I went and did the same thing. That's 2 down and 3 to go. I was getting more confused by the minute, and on the 4th cat, I had forgotten how many cats I had previously ushered up the stairs. Facepalm. On my way back down, I decided to count the cats down the stairs. That would let me know how many were upstairs. Unfortunately, the whole time I had neglected one key detail in my foolproof plan. The door was still open. Just as I reached the basement floor, the whole herd came stampeding down again. I am mentally exhausted because apparently counting to 5 is impossible while on mushrooms. My mind is racing to come up with a solution to this impossible problem, and never once did I think of just leaving them down there until they found something more entertaining to do than drive me out of my f***ing mind. The white flag was up. It was over. I needed the big gun. It was 2 or 3 a.m., and she had to get up and go to work in the morning, but I had no choice. I needed an adult. I have to wake my wife. She would make it all better. She will tame those damn hellions and all will be fine. But it wasn't fine. I went upstairs to our room and woke her in the gentlest way possible by jumping on the bed and yelling, "Help! I took mushrooms! 5 cats in the basement, I can only count to 4! Not the way I had envisioned it going down in my head, but I was happy to get that much out without forgetting the reason I woke her up in the first place. Sleepily, she marched down the stairs, and I led her to the kitchen where the basement door was still wide open. All I could do was stand at the door and point down the stairs. I think I may have whimpered a little too with my gesture. She was not amused. I thought I was finally going to get closure. She would get the cats from the basement and I would be saved, but no. My savior turned to tormentor as she said the only words in the world that could crush me into an even more pitiful state. "Well, go get 'em," she said. She didn't understand that I was fighting this fight for what seemed like days now and wanted nothing more than to curl up in the corner and cry until I fell asleep. She had no clue how close I was to breakdown. Tears welled up as I crossed the threshold of the basement door and descended again into my personal hell. I scooped up a kitty and carried it slowly up the stairs, setting it on the kitchen floor. "One," my wife said in a long, drawn-out voice like she was talking to a 2-year-old. Back down I went and grabbed up another bundle of joy and slinked up the stairs only to be shamed again by a long, drawn-out 2. By the 3rd cat, short, audible poo-poo sounds were coming from me as I was almost to the breaking point. My wife had begun to laugh at me and seemed to laugh harder each time I came up, even more beaten than before. When the last cat came up, I was greeted by a sighing 5 and a "Now was that so hard?" from my wife. I tried to apologize, but she waved me off with a stern, "We'll talk about this in the morning," and walked up the stairs. The cat ordeal was over, but the trip was far from it. I was immensely grateful to my online buddies who talked me into having the dose because the rest of the night was filled with confusion and mindfuckery and intense time dilation. Not really a bad trip as bad trips go, but not at all enjoyable. I think I can cross mushies off the list of viable boredom relievers. I won't be doing them again anytime soon, that is for sure.
Okay, well,
That was the craziest thing I've ever read on this show. That was
wild.
holy shit.
what a good writer.
Yeah.
Like I was him.
Yeah,
I did feel like
I feel like I'm him right now after reading that. I've heard people say like don't do shrooms alone of that
Yeah.
degree, and this makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds like
He wasn't alone.
He was in a personal hell. He was with his cats.
It kind of gave a horror story for a minute.
Yeah.
If my husband woke me up and pointed towards the dark basement and be like, "Huh?" No, bitch, I would say the same thing. I'd be like, you go get him. Yeah.
See, yeah, what he should have done is just get treats out.
That's
what I thought too. Some
But
tuna.
he's so high.
He's not thinking.
No, he's in his.
And also, food smells really weird when you're on shrooms.
Oh,
You don't really want to eat,
Yeah.
especially meat.
but he doesn't have to eat.
Yeah, but you have to smell it. You have to get the metal and you.
Oh, the can. You're thinking wet food.
Yeah, wet food. Oh, a dry food would have probably worked.
Even just shaking like a tin,
Yeah.
you get the cats up. Like shake the bag.
Yeah, that's so true.
Sounds like he just did too many mushrooms.
He did way too many
And
mushrooms.
he did mushrooms alone, which it's like,
just
have
like,
someone there
okay.
in case you have a bad time.
Yeah.
Which there was, but like
It
you
was
had
a
to
weird
disrupt your
time.
wife who's asleep.
Yeah.
I loved her reaction.
I love
was
her
down
too.
for that. That was
Yeah.
great. Also, like we'll talk about it in the morning.
Comments. Wow, you were quite literally herding cats.
Yeah.
Is that an expression or something?
Yeah, it's like herding cats because like it's just impossible. To do,
Impossible.
'cause cats don't respond to that. Someone said, cats no. They take advantage on purpose. Never do shrooms, LSD, or get really stoned around a group of cats. They will fuck with you harder than a fraternity initiation, unless you give them a big, fat, happy sack of catnip. Then you are off. Then you are all off on the same trip. I do think cats know when they can fuck with you. Because I've always heard stories of when people are like, oh, I brought my friend over and who doesn't like cats. And my cat is like on their lap, like looking at them. Like I think cats know it's like, you're not in the right state of mind. I'm gonna make your life hell.
Yeah,
I think they enjoy that shit.
they sure do.
Have you ever had to do something difficult while under the influence? Like, I will say, it's a reason why I never like, whenever I'm in public or something, I'm really scared of like getting high. Because I feel like whenever I do, crazy shit happens. Like I'm just like, that's something's gonna happen that I'm like, I can't handle. I need to be in such a safe space because I just don't trust it otherwise.
I feel like I've been really high before I'd like do a musical improv show, but then I feel like I do really well.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
One time I had to do a Reddit story and I was so baked.
Oh my God, what?
I think of challenging thing that I had to do while on shrooms was help someone else who was, I had to be the shroom counselor while someone else was having so I'm like, hey, it's gonna be fine. And in my brain, I'm like, is it gonna be fine? it might not be. And I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be okay. They're going to die.
I planned a Big Bear trip with a bunch of friends and there were a lot of mushrooms and we had not eaten that day and we had bought all the things to do all the groceries and make the meal. And I got like halfway through making the meal and I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And the time dilation, things were taking so long to cook and water was taking so long to boil and the meat wasn't meating and the veggies weren't veggieing and anyways, it was a really good meal actually.
Oh, that's
Took a really
good.
long time.
It just took a really, really long time.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love those.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And the way he wrote it was nuts too. I'm like, did he take shrooms before he wrote this?
It feels like he felt like he was high when he was writing.
He might be high, I don't know. Next story. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he cannot stay with me over Christmas if he brings his prosthetic leg?
What? Why?
My younger brother has a prosthetic leg. I think it is creepy AF, and I have no idea where he got it. I'm reasonably certain that it is something I would rather not know. To be clear here, my brother has two perfectly healthy legs.
What?
Still attached to his body. He just has this thing he takes with him everywhere. I don't know why, I don't want to know.
No.
He wanted to stay with me rather than our parents while he is home for the holidays. I said he was welcome to stay so long as he doesn't bring that thing into my house. He said it wasn't a big deal and that he would leave it in his luggage. I agreed on the condition that if I saw it outside of his luggage in my home, that I had the right to destroy it. He backtracked on staying with me and is at our parents' house, where he is miserable. They still treat him like a little boy instead of a guy who's almost 30. He called me again after supper and asked to please stay with me. I said he could so long as we, together, took his thing and put it into a storage unit until he leaves. I get the key, he won't do it. He says that I'm being a bitch for not letting him stay with me. I think he needs to get therapy or a girlfriend, boyfriend, dog, cat, hamster, something. Just not a goddamn prosthetic leg.
That's so funny.
What the hell?
I want to meet this guy.
What the hell?
I want to meet this guy.
She's like, yeah, you can stay with me for Christmas, but hey, leave your leg. Leave your leg. Why?
Sorry, you're gonna have to stay with mom and dad. And he's just like, you're pulling my leg. Come on. Come on.
She's like, leave your third leg
Leave
at
your
home.
third leg at home. No. But you gotta put that third leg in a storage unit, man.
Oh my God.
That took such a turn.
There's got to be like a spirit attached to, like it's whispering to him. The leg is talking to him. There's something going on.
There's some attachment to the leg that's not physical.
Yeah.
It's one of the limbs from Talk to Me.
Oh my God. That is truly haunting, and I think it's so funny that she's like, leave your leg in the luggage and then you can come.
I fully, man, from the title to what the story actually was, because I thought, here you have this brother showing up with a prosthetic leg, and he's like, you gotta take that off, man.
You gotta take it. It freaks me out.
You gotta take that off, and you gotta hop around my head.
That's not what God intended.
No, but the leg has a seat at the table.
Dude, that's unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Verdict was not the asshole. Comments, I know this is extremely distressing for you, but I'm laughing so hard. At first I was like, is this asshole serious? She won't let her brother bring his leg? Like his whole ass leg he needs to walk around because he literally lost a leg in some horrible accident? But then you clarified both his healthy legs are still attached and I lost it. Not the asshole, but you and I are not the same. I would need to know all of it. Where did you get it? Why do you have it? What do you do with it? Did you steal it off a bum or something? Then I would stare at him uncomfortably until he broke and told it all to me. I may later regret my decision, but I don't often think that far into the future when something catches my attention. Someone else said, I'm a prosthetist, and I have to ask, what does this leg even look like? Below knee or above knee? Does it just have the pylon bear, or is there a foam covering so that it sort of looks like a leg? Is there a foot shell on it, or is the foot component just sort of hanging out? The reason I'm asking is because A, prosthetic anything is mind-bogglingly expensive, and B, you can't just have a prosthetic leg if you have two perfectly healthy legs. You literally need a stump to make one that's specifically yours. Did your brother receive it from someone? Did he steal it? And just to be sure, it's an actual prosthesis and not a leg brace of some kind. I've had patients and their families make that mistake before. OP says, it looks like a carbon fiber cup with a steel knee and lower leg and foot. They respond, oh Jesus, AK prostheses are not cheap. That's an entire car right there. What? I would actually grill your bro on where he got it because it is 100% not his. If he stole it, he's looking at felony/grand theft charges. If he bought it, check his and your parents' financials because again, these things are insanely expensive and he doesn't sound like the brightest bulb. Make sure he does not try to sell the prosthesis or any of its components. I get that they can be hard to get for people who need them the most, but if the components are damaged in any way, they can lead to gnarly injuries for when they inevitably fail. If you truly do want to get rid of it, there are organizations out there that will take old prostheses and refurbish them. Lastly, someone said an emotional support prosthesis leg. That's a new one.
That's so... Dude,
It is so funny how people are investigating. Like, I love all
There's
the
always
curiosity.
someone in the comments who's a professional in this field.
Yeah. But that is such a great point. Yeah, is he taking this away from somebody who actually needs it? Like, why?
Maybe you got it at like an estate sale or something.
A garage sale? I'm literally imagining like a full like knee-down leg with like a New Balance shoe like attached to it. That is literally the vision that I have in my head.
I like to think that he was on the street and some random person came up and just gave it to him. It's like, here, take this, and then ran.
Yeah.
Like it's cursed.
I like the idea that it showed up at his doorstep one day, and it's just like, he's just like,
Upright?
all right, yeah, upright.
Right. It's like, mine.
Oh my
Okay.
God,
Oh,
it's,
mine?
It's like
mine.
the Annabelle doll, but it's just a leg.
Oh, just the leg.
It's like dibs.
Update.
Oh, let's go.
I hope we get some information.
Update on leg.
I didn't realize how much attention this was going to get. Enough that someone informed the woman my brother stole it from, and she was able to figure out what happened. She called the cops and he got arrested.
Oh my God.
He stole it from someone.
He stole someone's
He
prosthetic
stole
leg
someone's leg?
and was walking around with it like a Viking? Holy shit.
It's like a trophy for him.
Why would you do that?
Was it on them when he stole it?
I didn't know your brother was a comic book villain.
That's so
Holy
crazy.
shit.
It's really scary.
Oh my
I guess he was sort of trying to do the thing where he could be the hero that tracked down her leg. Please don't ask me what the was going through his head. The leg was expensive enough that he is facing real criminal charges. That's all. Sorry, there is not more to tell.
What do you mean? What?
That person was right. This could be felony/grand theft charges. These things are worth like over $15K, I guess.
Okay, but was King gonna sell it? Or like, why did he?
OP was saying that he was gonna try to like play the hero and bring it back to her and be like, oh, I found it. I knew it was yours.
I
Was
found
this like a
leg.
romantic ploy? Like he stole this woman's leg and then he's gonna show up and be like,
like send it like I found your leg.
Classic
Like,
Christmas movie.
Oh my God.
Her brother is one of the characters from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Literally.
This is a horrible person.
I know how to get the girl.
A horrible person who's also really stupid.
This is
Which is funny, but they're still a bad person.
Very damaging.
Yeah, they're a full criminal now.
I think we should hear him out. That's
How did he
absurd.
steal this?
Yeah, like
Oh my God.
When did he get the opportunity to steal it?
And why has he just been holding on to it for so long?
You know who's aware of this? You know who saw this? Santa.
Santa saw.
Santa saw this. This guy's on the naughty list for a long time.
Well, Santa didn't
Yeah.
do anything about it. He's been carrying this leg around.
Well, it's not Christmas yet. He was gonna give her another leg.
Okay, so Santa just
Like a
hides.
candy cane leg.
No, Santa was a bystander here.
Santa, you fucking watched.
Yeah,
You
Santa.
well, this poor woman lost her leg.
Oh my God, bro.
That's crazy.
I feel so bad for the lady who lost her. You already lose a leg, and then you get another leg,
And then you lose
that
that
one. Gets
one.
stolen. I'd be so pissed.
She like turned around and she was like, damn
If
it.
I'm her, I'm the joke. I'm becoming the Joker. I'm full on the Joker.
She's like, I'm not meant to have a leg.
I'm like this. I'm replacing it with a gun now.
Like
My
Bayonetta.
my next leg is a shotgun.
That is crazy.
Try to steal it.
And this post went so viral that someone was like, hey, I heard you were missing a leg.
Someone was like, "Hey, I was on Reddit, and
Wait a minute.
I know your leg is missing.
I
think
found,
we found
it.
I had a buddy.
Oh my
I found
God.
it. Some random guy has been taking it to Christmas.
He's traveling with the leg. He's not just leaving it at home like under his bed. He's like, man, I gotta take this with me.
He's taking it on a walk.
I gotta take it. And he's taking it with him so often that his family knows. That is like, no, you can't bring the leg this time. You can't bring it.
Leave the
Somehow to
leg.
me, like if he goes to prison for this, which maybe it won't be prison, maybe it'll just be like a massive like fine. I don't know. But him in prison, something about this, I feel like despite even if he was like talking, like hanging out with a murderer, they'd be like, so what are you in for? And he's like, I stole someone's prosthetic leg. Even the murderer would be like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Right, right. He's like, dude,
so
that's
mean.
uncool. It's actually
really
pretty unlawful.
uncool, man.
Dude, does Santa know?
I killed a man, but that's really uncool. That's just like comic book villain. You can never live that down. There's no explanation for it.
is awful.
Like there's zero justification.
No, he's
Like,
got no legs to stand
You
up.
are full on a villain forever. Oh, well, I'm so glad that he was tracked down and she got her leg back, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I hope so.
That's what's important is she got her leg back.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's some privilege talking right there.
Awesome.
Maybe if they can get a lawsuit going, she can have that leg plated gold now.
That would be awesome.
Be pretty cool.
I bet Santa will make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Santa would. I
Santa,
know.
if you're real, show yourself.
Come on, Santa. Come
Come on.
Anyways, our next story comes from the subreddit D&D Horror Stories.
Oh no, they're always
It's like
so
it's scary
bad.
campaigns you can play with your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish.
Okay. DM kills my character for no reason. This story happened a couple of years ago. Basically, it was me and I think 3 or 4 other friends. Typically, I would DM, and after my campaign fizzled out for whatever reason, one of my players wanted to try DMing. I helped him set up a campaign. The time comes for him to start DMing the campaign I helped him build. I think we started at level 1 or 2. I was playing a tiefling bard. The other players were, I think, a druid, a barbarian, and an artificer. After a couple of sessions, it was going pretty smooth. We were having a good time. At one point, I had to miss a session, but was cool with them continuing without me. The next session, I was there and I joined back with the party before we went into a dungeon. We went into the dungeon and we were going through it like normal, just some puzzles. But before our first combat, the DM decided to tell me that since I was rusty after missing a session, I had disadvantage on every roll in combat. That annoyed me, but I just went with it. I had taken some damage, but figured I'd be fine because I usually play backline support. Eventually, we approach a big door, and I decide to enter the room and suddenly get attacked by a big bird, and it takes me down to 1 hit point. The rest of the party makes their way in to try to help me, but DM decides that despite my teammates wanting to protect me and attacking the bird, the DM decides that the bird continues to attack me, obviously downing me. I'm a little baffled at that decision, but it's whatever. So I just start rolling my saving throws on my turn, but DM says the bird continues to attack me because it hates you. So it hits me again. And I don't know if this is a real rule, but he said that it's an automatic 2 failed death saves. I had
That's true, but
is that, oh, that's real.
George is like, I support the DM.
if you get hit in melee and you're making your death saves, it's 2 failed death saves. But
I had succeeded my first death save, and I succeeded the next one after the attack. So I was hoping to hold out for one more round to survive, but for some reason, this bird takes a legendary action. Despite this not even being a boss, not meaning to be a tough encounter, just a creature in a dungeon.
This is the SpongeBob. I don't know. I guess he just doesn't like you.
And it kills me. For this, I would hope, understandably, pisses me off. And because there is no reason a DM should fish for a kill like that, I was just stuck spectating afterward and sat there for upward of an hour. After that session, I was barely invested in my character or the
Played a
story.
visual novel.
You could read a visual novel.
You could play 4 of my girlfriend's visual novels.
After that session, I was barely invested in my character or the story because the DM set the precedent that he could just kill me out of the blue and remove my story from the rest of the campaign. I think the campaign ended fine, but I just had 0 agency for the rest of the campaign.
George,
Oh
can
my
I
God.
ask a question?
hates you is so crazy.
How would you justify a bird in a dungeon?
A great question.
It's like maybe it's like a
It's a
kiwi
flighty bird.
Yeah, like a floor dwelling bird.
a floor dwelling bird. So like an ostrich.
Yeah.
Oh,
I couldn't think of the
jeez.
word non-flying bird. Flightless bird, yes.
Without flight. I don't know. Maybe eggs that don't like the sun.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
good.
That's the best thing I can think of.
There's like burrowing owls. It could be
Sure,
a giant burrowing
an
owl.
owl bear would be a perfect example
Yeah.
of a cave-dwelling bird creature.
So maybe there was setup in the guy just didn't clock it.
The funny thing is about that story is that it's all kind of fair game, except for the first thing, which is insane, where you're just like, you're rusty as a heroic adventurer. Disadvantage if people don't know. If you have disadvantage on every roll, you're not going to do anything. It's not going to be a fun game. There's a reason that you only have disadvantage a little bit of the time. So
Yeah.
that's basically the DM giving away the game there of like, you're not going to be able to have fun today.
There's no official rules in D&D of if you miss a session, your character now sucks.
Goodness gracious, no. The "it hates you" is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Could the DM have done everything they did there? Technically, yeah.
Technically,
If they hate someone, yeah, that sounds.
So, so that one is not for legit, and then so it takes a legendary action.
That is a thing too. Technically, they use the full might of the DM's toolbox to be a dick.
kill him. Now, I guess,
Technically, they've broken no rules except for that disadvantage nonsense. But
so overall, fair game, but is. Do you think this person? Because the verdict on this one on D&D Horror Stories is it a bad DM or not?
is it a bad DM or not?
And like it's fair game, but it's shitty
out
DMing.
the gate, the
To me, it's so funny that I can't be mad at this DM. Where it's like, one, you're not feeling good, so like everything sucks. It's like, and also this thing hates you. Like that's really funny.
This bird that just saw you hates you.
What if that was like the bird's nest, like, and he kind of bursts through the door,
Totally.
like going first, like it's reckless.
As I will say, perhaps the better choice there is to go after the other threatening party members.
Yeah.
But hey, man, secure that kill if you gotta, I guess. Just maybe you don't give disadvantage to everything. That's basically, you're rolling 2 dice and taking the lower result every time. So you're gonna roll poorly.
That's so funny.
It's incredible.
That like makes me want to play D&D.
Like, that shit's
There's something about
really
that that's
funny.
so like I love a game where it's just you can be like you.
You would like Paranoia as
Yeah,
a game.
no,
It's a great TTRPG. But there is that is cuckoo bananas.
That is amazing. Comments. Yeah, this DM is an immature child. If the DM had a problem with you missing a game, they should have talked with you about it like an adult. You don't punish people in-game for real-life issues. OP said, not to mention the session I missed was little more than a shopping episode.
Oh, then what are we doing here?
Maybe he bought the
him a
bird
list.
repellent.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We learned a lot at Macy's, though. Someone said, unless you are constantly late or a no-show and that was the reason your own campaign fell apart, then this is seriously egregious. I wouldn't have even gone back, just packed my stuff and left right then and there. Lastly, someone said, as the bird furiously claws and pecks at you, it squawks, you shouldn't have missed the last session.
Wrong kid died.
I hate you.
The justification in a storyline of like, why is it attacking me? It's like, it hates you.
Yeah.
It's just really funny.
It's very funny.
We need to, can we promise in the next Dread to have a moment where something
And this guy
animal
hates
is
you.
a monster attacks someone and they're like, why? It's like, it hates
We
you.
haven't fought, we haven't fought enough animals in Dread. I think that'll be my.
I'll take that note.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Roger that. Elephants.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's unbelievable.
Damn. Have you ever experienced like in D&D sessions where obviously, because I don't feel like you would ever do this as a DM.
Gosh,
have
no.
Have you witnessed this type of behavior? From
Like
a
when it
like
bleeds
just
into the
punishing,
game.
like not
Yes.
this extremely.
So this is long enough ago that I think I can say it. There was a character who was role playing, like they had just taken down like a zombie, and they were like, you know, as their character, they're like a monk. They're doing like a little ceremony to like. They feel bad that they killed the zombie before like looking for a cure or whatever. And the DM didn't like that because they were religious and viewed it as something that wasn't religious. And so they fireballed
Satan's game.
Satan's game. They fireballed that person out of nowhere and just added enemies because they saw a ritual they didn't like. And it was the most uncomfortable I've ever been in a player seat.
my God.
Yeah.
They're like, and God doesn't like you.
And God deemed
Sorry, God
that
punished you.
fire
and I'm
cleanses. Yeah, right.
Wow.
That whole DM as like the arbiter of like the real life is so crazy and unhealthy.
A religious DM that like, you know, infuses the campaign with like God.
That feels
or, like,
really-
Christianity is like really funny.
It's extremely funny because wasn't like D&D hated by the religious community?
It's like a
like they're like, it's
famously- yeah.
Satanist.
Oh, 100%. Anything with like occult and witchcraft and stuff like that was immediately, it was like a moral panic. So everybody was just trying to blame stuff to be like, look how crazy this game is. And Gary Gygax was like, I just want to fight a bear with the owl face. Like, stop, you know.
That was a good Tim impression. That was our IT guy.
Tim?
We are our IT guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was Tim doing in the 80s? Yeah. I also feel like missing games is whenever I don't play D&D outside of like we've played here.
Yeah.
But I haven't played D&D in my regular life. But hearing about it, I feel like missing games is like one of the most common things
very
in
par for the
D&D. It's
course.
impossible to get a bunch of adults together on a regular basis. So missing games is normal.
To be expected.
Yeah.
And like, unless it's like a broadcast and like you're performing it for other people, then those obligations extend a little further. But if it's a personal game, I can't tell you how many times I've been in a game with like 6 people that are supposed to show up and 4 people show up. And that's like, great, we can play.
Those are great odds.
Amazing, we can play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to punish somebody for not showing up is not gonna make them show up next time,
Right.
you know?
I also feel like the whole point of it that I feel like most of the D&D horror stories we've read is it seems like DMs forget is like the point of it is to have fun.
Yes.
So when you're making choices that are just actually making it all a bummer.
The DM seat is a seductive seat for an asshole. It's like, oh, I can lord over all my friends, and yeah, it can maketh a monster if you're not
Interesting.
trusting everybody around the table. That's why it's like a weird thing when like adults re-enter into like an imagination land, and you realize, oh, we can still hurt each other's feelings.
yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that pretend thing you said to me did hurt my feelings because you were being a jerk in real life, kind
Yeah.
of about that.
Oh man.
Just have grace with your players if you're a DM. This should be lesson number 1, 2, and 3.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, our next story. Today I f***ed up by not flushing a yellow jacket in the toilet, causing my guest to get stung in the balls. No. So this is revenge because it's the yellow jacket's revenge. Oh. Today, to my horror, a yellow jacket got in my apartment. I got insanely lucky in that when I saw it, it was sitting on a magazine at an easy height to trap. I thought fast, grabbed an empty glass, and slammed it on top of the thing, screaming internally and praying not to trigger its rage. I looked around very carefully, but thankfully didn't see any others. Meanwhile, it had started going berserk in the glass, so I worried the second I took the top off, it would fly out and exact revenge on me. However, just leaving it under the glass made me incredibly squeamish. I hate bugs, I didn't want to see it, I didn't want to hear the staticky sound it was making, I just wanted it to be gone from my life and to pretend none of this had ever happened to me. I considered moving it to another room where I wouldn't have to look at it, but I kept catastrophizing situations where it got out. I could forget it was in there and pick the glass up, or someone could knock it over, or any number of things. So finally, I, very carefully, picked up the glass and the magazine underneath it. I kicked my toilet open with my foot, and bam, I dropped the whole thing in there. Magazine, cup, all of it, and slammed the lid down as fast as I could. I didn't want to risk lifting the cup and letting the yellow jacket escape before I got in the toilet. I had considered trying to shake up the cup until it died or became disoriented enough to be docile, but I couldn't escape the feeling that my dumb ass would lose hold of the magazine and then the motherfucker would be loose and extremely agitated. I didn't flush, of course, not with a whole-ass magazine in a cup in the toilet, but my logic was eventually the yellow jacket would fall into the water and drown. So I'd open the toilet in a day or two. I've got a bathroom in my room and a guest bathroom to fish out the items and flush the bug corpse. So I recovered from the heart attack for the most part and settled down to watch some TV. A while later, a friend texted that he was in the neighborhood and asked if he could come over. I said, sure. We had a beer, watched some Olympics. This is a good friend, a close friend, not the kind who asks if they can use the bathroom when they're visiting. So a while into the night, he gets up. I don't think anything of it because we'd both been getting up periodically to grab snacks, plug our phones in, whatever else. Before I realized it, it was too late. I heard the door close and I started to call out, oh, hey, you should actually use the other one. But he didn't hear me. All I heard was a strangled, ah! Then a crash. And then the door flies open. My buddy falls out, naked from the waist down, crawling backwards, screaming, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? And clutching his testicles. I had to control myself and tap into my more humane urges because with the knowledge that thing was now loose in my not very large apartment, all I wanted to do was leave. But I had to help my friend up. He was in serious pain. Then we had a real dilemma because he didn't want to put his balls away, but we also wanted to get out of the apartment and go into the hall or outside, safe from the yellow jacket, which at that point was out for blood and could have been anywhere. My ability to remain calm in the crisis was not helped by the fact that he was attacking me the whole time. He thought whatever had just happened was some kind of up prank because there was random garbage floating in my toilet and he felt like he just had an electroshock to the dick. He was hitting me with his free hand and going, why was there a book in there? Seriously, what did you do? That really hurts, and so on and on. I told him there was a bee in there, there was a yellow jacket in there, and his twisted mind jumped right to my having done it deliberately. So half naked, and I'm assuming still in searing pain, he tackles me. He's yelling, you sick fuck, why would you put a bee in there? And all this other stuff. I was too horrified by trying to keep my friend's from touching me while simultaneously trying to locate the yellow jacket again. Finally, we realized we'd seen it fly out of the bathroom, so it must not be in there, and we locked ourselves in and calmer heads prevailed enough for me to explain the whole pathetic situation. The yellow menace managed to get him in the neck as well, so he was subjected to an overwhelming amount of pain head to toe, but he wasn't allergic or anything, so he was able to get home just fine. An added awful bonus to this up of mine is that while I do know how to tell yellow jackets from hornets and hornets from honeybees and so forth, I didn't know they don't all leave stingers behind. And I was taught that if you're stung, the first thing to do is remove the stinger by any means necessary to stop the transmission of venom. So I spent a good 10 to 15 minutes massaging my buddy's ball sack until we thought to Google, what happens if I can't find/remove yellow jacket stinger, and learned that they rarely leave anything in the skin. So it was a painful and awkward night all around. The yellow jacket is still in my apartment somewhere. I f***ed up the moment I didn't just kill the thing when I had the chance. Stay safe out there, Reddit. What, can I? Okay.
Yeah.
Primary. What's everyone's primary question?
My primary question.
I think we have the same.
There's a lot of questions.
I think I have the first question I want to ask.
My first question is, you're so worried about this yellow jacket, your strategy is to throw objects into a toilet.
A thing that can fly.
Right.
And also, when you have a toilet, there's like the actual seat you sit on and then the lid, but there's a little gap between the seat and the actual like toilet bowl.
Very easily climb out.
Are we allowed to say this, Bailey, that this obviously did not f***ing happen? are we avoiding saying that?
I think you're allowed to say that.
Okay, so because there's so many logic things where he's like, I have a very tiny apartment, but I have 2 bathrooms, and I didn't want to leave the thing in just the cup because someone could knock it over. But apparently, I live alone and have a second bathroom. Therefore, I just threw it in the toilet and will use the second bathroom. Like you didn't want to leave it in the cup and go to the other bathroom yourself.
And I'm sure your question, Shane, is our guest going full naked to like piss or shit or something and then didn't look in the toilet before doing anything?
There's that. My question,
different questions.
My earnest question was, I'm like, okay, maybe the stinger was left in his balls. Why do you have to be the one to massage the balls? I'm like, your buddy can massage his own balls.
His balls got stung, so I sucked his penis a little bit just to try to get him to calm down.
I wanted to get the venom out. And
I gotta get the venom out.
A lot of venom came out.
I saw this on House. Don't worry.
So he does answer that question. It's because his friend is in so much pain that he's like, they think that he doesn't have the vantage point to be able to find
Okay.
in his balls.
I've never been stung by a yellow jacket, to be clear.
Neither have I.
Is it so much pain that he literally cannot function and cannot?
It sucks. Have you ever gotten like a shot at the doctor when like it's a newer person still learning and they kind of hit the muscle and it's got that like twinge?
Yeah.
It's like a bug bite with that. Like it's not fun.
I was gonna say, like, I thought a bee sting and yellow jacket sting, it's like the sting hurts, but it's not like you're left in writhing pain for hours.
Is it like a jellyfish where you're like,
Because
So I
if
peed
it's
on
like,
my
a man of war got all over me, I'm like, yeah, we need to go to the hospital.
I mean, I got stung on like the back of my knee when I was a kid by a yellow jacket and it sucked, but like you continue on with the day. I will also say that like when your vulnerable bits get hurt, the last thing you want to do is be like, I'm gonna air it out for the more danger. Like I'm like, you would probably put that back in your pants.
Come back!
Yeah. I'm like, you would probably put your pants on and not tackle your friend assuming they sicked a bee on
This
you.
feels like what I think happened here is I think some version of this really happened, and then he just added a bunch of creative writing to it.
Realistically, he and his friend saw a spider, and that's just, he's like, wait a minute.
I could see someone trapping a yellow jacket and doing the thing where they throw that in the toilet and like shut the lid.
Sure.
And just, because some people just don't make the right moves.
There's also a pressure situation where like you can't just throw an upside down cup into water and have it be like, oh, it's gonna fill right up.
Right,
No,
it's
it's gonna
gonna-
be like,
it's gonna go
boom, and then the yellow jacket flies out.
Yeah.
And if the yellow jacket is drowning, it's gonna crawl up on your magazine or book or whatever as like a little Titanic situation, but the door is big enough.
oh yeah.
Where it loses credibility is he's going around his whole house, and I'm like, you didn't go out your door?
Yeah.
You went everywhere in your house with this yellow jacket. You didn't go outside.
I was just so frightened.
You could throw it.
You could honestly go if you're afraid to just open it up. I'm like,
Just leave it
go
outside.
leave it outside.
Yeah.
And then some poor person is going to walk by and accidentally kick it open.
What's
and then,
this?
Yeah.
Oh, free upside down cup and a bug. I do that all the time. Bug on a bathroom door and you go outside. It takes just a minute. And if you're so terrified of yellow jackets that you're shaking and you can't do it, you wouldn't forget. You would warn your friend.
Yeah.
I'm mad about this now.
Some comments. I was too horrified by trying to keep my friend's from touching me. And then I spent a good 10 to 15 minutes massaging my buddy's ballsack. What happened to your resolve? OP said there's needless contact and there's stop the transmission of poison contact. I sucked it up. Yeah, this isn't real. Someone said, is he okay now? I can only imagine the pain. OP said, he's all right. Thanks for asking. He's in a shit ton of pain, but put a call in with his general practitioner's answering service who basically recommended home remedies or gutting it out. And obviously to watch for X, Y, and Z, then come in if they occur. I've been worried, so I checked in on him, and his last update was that he was going to try and sleep in hopes it's somewhat better in the AM. His girlfriend's over trying the home remedies out, so I'm happy to know he isn't having to cope alone at least. Fingers are crossed for a speedy recovery.
The girlfriend's like, hey, your balls have already been massaged today, haven't they?
Your balls look mighty
Really?
massaged right now.
I was thinking the
Super
opposite of like it's a
massage.
stupid plan where it's just like, oh my God, Bennifer, thank God you're here. Someone needs to massage his balls or they're gonna fall clean off and we don't, and my hands are, ooh, they hurt. Can you?
Someone said, you are no longer friends. War has made you brothers. Look, there's a world where this is real. I don't know. Some people are ridiculous.
You can say dumb.
This guy's definitely dumb.
Yeah. After 15 minutes, we were like, huh? And then we found out Yellow Jackets don't even have honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it reminds me of the Three Stooges episode where in all their antics, they end up sucking all each other's
You got me with that one. You got me with that one. You got me with that one.
Forget about Shemp now.
This doesn't work against a
Oh, God.
For people listening audio only, they're like, what is happening?
Yeah. I think their imaginations are good enough.
All right. Next story. This is a 42-year-old man. I paid my wife, who's 42, for sex. This seems like
Thanks for looking direct.
Amen.
because you were.
You did?
You guys are sitting there laughing, and I'm
I
like,
paid my wife 42 for sex.
I'm like,
I feel like I gotta
I
get out
wanted
of
to see your
here.
reaction to it. Guys, we're gonna get through 4 stories in this one.
Sorry.
Okay, this comes from relationship advice.
Okay.
I, a 42-year-old man, paid my wife, who's also 42, for sex. This seems like a terrible mistake, but I can't tell how bad yet. Okay. I've been married to my wife for 14 years. We have 2 daughters, 8 and 5. For the first few years, we had a good sex life. Then it dropped back significantly. She stopped instigating and would decline if I did. When I ask, she has several reasons she rotates through. We're too old, nobody has sex very often, or she's too big now. Nobody? People don't have sex anymore.
It's true.
I never have.
Nobody has sex. She gained a lot of weight, and I know it bothers her, but I can't say which came first. She always seems to believe we've had sex in the last week or 2, even if it's been 6 months. Since the kids were born, we have sex 3 or 4 times a year, usually twice around Christmas and once or twice in the spring and fall. It's the same every time, the way she's decided it should be. I rub her back and neck, she gives me a couple squeezes and tugs.
I'm loving this.
Hold on, let me read this. I rub her back and neck, she gives me a couple squeezes and tugs. I go down on her because it's the fastest and most reliable way for her to have a couple orgasms. Then she lays on her back impatiently while I climb on top. It's not ideal. This Christmas, I got her a small gift she really appreciated. Afterwards, when we had Christmas sex, she went down on me briefly, which she hadn't done in years, and asked if there was anything else I wanted. I asked if she'd get on top and wear lingerie. She said it wasn't that nice a gift. I told her I'd get her 2 more. She wanted something else instead, and we ended up naming a dollar amount. At the time, I really didn't care that it was weird or might have repercussions. A few days later, she mentioned something expensive she wanted to buy. I gave her money for it, and that led to her cheerfully giving me the first blowjob I've had in years. It's continued happening since then. Part of me is thrilled. I like that we are having sex. I like that there is variety, and I like that I get input into what we do. I've been in a really great mood all year, and so is she. On the other hand, it seems like this is probably offensive and insulting. It seems like I'm too close to the situation and am heavily influenced by the fact that I've had more sex this year than in the last 3 combined. Am I being paranoid, or is this going to blow up in my face?
You know, if I just feel like if I was sitting on the couch with anybody else, or if it was any other video, I would be more logical. But I can't help but be like,
Christmas
"This is
sex.
awesome."
Christmas sex. He's just like, I went down on you. All right, let me climb on top. She's like, is it over yet? It's Christmas. It's Christmas time.
But maybe because she's like getting presents, and that makes her horny.
She loves
She's
money.
got a little material kink.
She's a material.
She's a material queen,
Girl.
a material woman. Seems like I really
love that
thought
she
you guys were gonna get
cheerfully
mad.
gave him a
No.
blowjob.
I'm a little baffled by this story.
She was like, da 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 da. All right.
All right, get over here.
Okay, so he's asking for advice now.
What is he asking for?
He's asking advice if this is good, if this is like right.
He's
if
got
you're
what
getting
he
sex
wants.
and you're happy and your wife is cheerful, keep paying her. Give her all the money you can if you're having a good time. As long as it's just not on Christmas all the time.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's just. No, he's saying throughout the year.
Yeah,
Like,
Christmas came early. It came.
no, like they're
came
not. No,
early.
they're. This is like now their regular thing. That.
She's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time he's like, I want sex tonight. I go shopping with you.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
later
pay your
they
wife.
fuck. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I genuinely think it's
awesome.
It's a material thing. She wants to be a little sugar baby that like turns her on.
yeah,
I
maybe that
guess.
does turn her on.
Which is, you know, if he feels happy to provide that for her, I guess it becomes
Yes.
mutually beneficial.
Okay. What I'm thinking is like, okay, if they both agree on this, if they're both consenting to this situation, then fine. I think that it's like they're not solving the issue here.
No, definitely
necessarily.
not.
Some comments here. I don't necessarily disagree with what is being said, but should we also think about how OP feels in all of this? What does he actually want from the sex he gets? Is it just the act of sex? Does he like to feel attractive, to feel desired? Because this dynamic might not lead to the outcome that OP actually wishes for. Even though sometimes he might feel like beggars can't be choosers and accept what little he gets, if it doesn't actually align with what he is looking for, it might actually be counterproductive over time. OP responded, in a perfect world, sure, I'd like to feel attractive and desired and a connection and all that. But honestly, I'm not that deep, and sometimes a blowjob is really, really awesome.
I'm dead. Okay.
Okay.
You bring in logic
All
that kind
right.
of grounds us, and then it's like, of course, there's.
He's
true
like, actually,
feelings
no,
involved."
I don't want a connection. I want a beat.
He's like,
Yeah.
this is whole like lengthy paragraph of like, yeah, one day maybe I can be attracted, but you know, I really like when my suck.
Wow.
if I met
the way
this-
you say it like that.
If I met this
feels
couple and they were
wrong.
just like, no, this is our situation, we're fine, I'd be like, all right.
Oh, poor guy.
Another comment, money is sexy. Motherhood, not so much. It sounds like fantasy role-playing has reignited your marital sex life. A lot of people commenting aren't married and don't understand how being with someone a long time can sometimes lead to, shall we say, exploration. This sounds like a harmless form of a kink. Healthy marriages definitely can and do feature sexual exploration. Someone said, take it as a win. Start dating her again. Make sure to compliment her often. See if this is the start of something good. I do agree with that.
I
That's,
agree.
that's what I mean. Like, if this is like a mutually agreed upon thing that's like, but I think they're falling into it without like acknowledging what it might be.
Sure.
I definitely think it's a new kink. I think that they're unlocking something and they're exploring. And I'm happy for them.
Totally.
My God.
I think we can put like a healthy label over it too, and that like it very well just might be her like she just wants to actually be like a little spoiled. She's like, I want to feel like I'm valued, and sometimes the way that I get that is through gifts or being taken out, and that's
Right.
how I feel loved. So then I can come home and love
what,
you.
What I think is like, look, I'm not, I can't relate to this story, but like, I think
You don't like Christmas, Shane?
I hate Christmas. No, but like, I think these people clearly didn't have like conversations about sexual attraction and desire and like what turns them on. I don't think they've sat and like communicated this. So they just didn't have sex for years. And now it's suddenly like they probably could have gotten to this a lot sooner.
Oh,
by
yeah.
being like, what would we like to explore? Because you know,
Yeah.
I think a lot of married couples just kind of give up. Like,
It's clear they did not talk about what their desires are.
No.
It's like, I just want to be a BJ.
It's interesting because, like he said, it's over time, right? So it's like maybe in the beginning they were getting a little bit of that like early relationship dating,
Sure.
paying separate kind of thing. But then eventually, when you're married, your finances they group together, your bank accounts group together, and she started to be like, oh well, I'm not feeling like paid for in any way, and that's the way that I like it.
And maybe when they first started dating, he like really took her out. He bought her things. So maybe because motherhood it does chemically and physically change you as a person. So I've heard. And I feel like she wanted to have a spark without realizing it.
Yeah.
Human beings are just fucking figuring it out.
And we just want BJs.
The way this guy wrote this story.
Oh,
makes
it's
me
insane.
He's so nonchalant.
she
He's like,
gives me some squeezes and tugs, and then climb
Oh,
on
I
top.
wanted more.
where is she tugging?
He needs to
And
write.
where is he squeezing?
He needs to write erotic fiction. Like he needs.
For
Oh, I don't know if I
the
would.
Cowboys.
I don't know if I would describe that as erotic.
Squeezes and tugs, I climb on top.
It was actually the driest description of sex quite literally that I've ever heard.
Cheerfully giving me a sweet old blowjob.
Okay. Okay.
Shane's hit his limit.
No.
He doesn't like Christmas.
No, I'm sorry. We got to move on.
Okay, well, let's move on. Let's move on.
Moving on to our
Okay.
next story.
Goodness.
This comes from relationship advice. My boyfriend, who's 34, has a sexual history with my parents, a 49-year-old man and a 47-year-old woman. Can we still survive?
What? That's it? That's the whole story?
That's the craziest. That's the craziest title I think we've come across.
That's the title.
My boyfriend has a sexual history with my parents. Can we still survive?
At the same time, you think?
Yeah, for sure. They went to like a restaurant and they were like, we'll take him.
You sexy dog.
You sexy dog.
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
No, that's just crazy.
That is wild.
That's the craziest title.
Something we have to discuss when we get to it.
Oh, there's something we have to discuss? I think we already have that.
Their ages?
Okay.
Read it to us.
Okay. Gross situation, but both my parents have told me that it's not a big deal since we're all adults. Guys, we're all good.
What the hell?
We're all
What's
good,
happening
dude.
here?
Oh, okay, so it's good. No
Oh,
worries.
it's good. My boyfriend, who we will call Sam, is a bit older than me. 34 versus me, a 23-year-old woman. And this has never been a problem before. We've been dating for over a year now, so things are pretty serious. However, when he came to meet my parents over dinner, hell broke loose. I thought everything was going fine at first. I've had boyfriends who were shy around my parents before. They can be intimidating. But around an hour into our dinner, my mom pulled me aside.
Oof.
She explained to me that she and my dad actually already knew my boyfriend. Obviously, I was confused as they had appeared to introduce themselves for the first time not that long ago. My mom explained that 10 years ago, she and my father had taken part in a threesome with Sam, but it was all in the past. I didn't want to hear any more, but she told me that they'd all slept together a handful of times.
Oh my God!
In retrospect, I didn't take this information well, and I left their house by foot and ran until I was far enough away to call for an Uber.
Okay.
I've been home for a few hours now. Sam has called me literally hundreds of times in the last few hours trying to talk, but I don't want to answer. The whole thing is making me feel sick. I have picked up a call from my parents who told me to calm down and handle this situation like an adult. My mom called me immature for being so freaked out by the thought of her and my dad having sex, and she said that if I'm going to be part of a grown-up relationship, then I need to handle this type of thing more appropriately. I see a future with Sam, but I never expected that my parents would be a part of our history. I really do love him a lot, and I know it's not his fault that he chose to be involved with my parents such a long time ago. Is there a chance our relationship could survive this?
There's not.
Wait, how cool is this? Wait, this is
There's
awesome.
not.
This
No.
is so cool.
Oh.
Mom and daughter. How awesome is that?
Only need to get one
Wow.
bed for the
Mom,
family vacation.
You're so much alike.
Oh my God!
Mama, Mummy.
Oh, well, it's Friday. What did we say?
so much alike.
No,
You
no,
can't give us this story
no.
at the end of our shoot week.
Sweetie
This-
baby, honey, it's not
okay,
working out with Sam.
Also, Daddy.
Oh my God.
That just hit me. That it's Mommy and Daddy.
Mommy and Daddy
And Sammy.
at the same time. Mommy,
Sammy,
Daddy,
Mommy,
Sammy.
and Daddy had a good time, yeah.
I'm sorry.
10 years ago? Okay.
Oh my God.
No,
Love that.
no.
Absolutely. I can't believe the mom even told her.
Whoa, no, don't do this.
What?
It's good that the mom told
no,
her.
no. It's good the mom. It's good. Okay, let me take this back.
No, I would rather not know.
But like,
Not me.
kind of. Okay. Can I say?
Yes?
I think it's crazy the mom told her while they were still at dinner.
Yeah.
across the table.
Yeah. She's like, pumpkin pie's on its way. Hey, honey, can I speak to you for a second? So your father and I.
Can I take you to the kitchen? I f***ed your boyfriend. But don't worry, so did your dad.
And your father.
And
your
she
boyfriend.
goes 1 second and runs out the door.
And then she goes, oh, no.
She goes,
You see her running, it's just like, why are you running? It's like my parents f***ed my boyfriend.
Run! Music plays, indie music, and then she goes, okay, I'm calling an Uber. I'm exhausted. It's been 2 minutes.
I just kept running.
Forrest, go, Forrest!
It cuts to like the fucking Sierras, and she's just still running.
That's when you use ChatGPT.
I think I would run forever.
Yeah.
You have a full beard by the end of it. The mom's like, Stop this. Come back.
Why have you been running? Well, 20 years ago, my parents told me something that would change my
He
life.
says.
Sorry, it's over. There's no chance.
What?
No.
I disagree completely.
You think
Just ask your mom, what was it like? Get any tips? Just kidding.
Too many tips.
No.
Too many.
Stop that now.
Look, this is one of those situations. The boyfriend did nothing wrong. He had a threesome 10 years ago, right?
He has good taste.
They had multiple threesomes.
He had good
10
taste.
years ago. They
Multiple?
They can't. That happened. That's fine.
He's like, you remind me of
That's
someone.
fine. But had it been literally anyone else that he had a threesome with, except for these two people, they could move on.
That's
but
the universe.
This is no. I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
No, it's the universe being like, you guys are not a match, and this is how we're going to
You know
destroy
what?
it.
We're gonna move on from this one.
I mean,
I'm not even talking about. Okay, to be clear to people listening and watching, I'm not talking about right or wrong. I'm talking about just like, nope, I'm out.
Exactly.
It's just a nope, I'm out situation.
Right.
Like,
yeah, because what if? What if it's like a year down the line, it's Christmas, and we all know what happens during Christmas?
What are you talking
it's
about?
Christmas, and the
Don't
boyfriend
go
comes
there.
in.
Don't go there.
And the boyfriend goes, do, 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 and the mom goes, let's give a little blowjob for Christmas. And she goes, ba, ba, ba,
Why
ba.
are they reindeer?
Zip. You don't remember the last time we did this? Remember the Christmas story? Oh, hello, it's a callback. And she goes, who? Buy me purses. Guys, the mom is going to be attracted to him, and also the father.
no, we don't know that.
Yes, we do.
Wait, they had a threesome. Do you know what happens in a threesome? The guys lock eyes, and the
What? Amanda, what?
What? I am done explaining what a hookup looks like. Enough! Here's the deal. I don't think this can last. I wanted it to.
I said.
You could have said that a while ago, Amanda.
I wanted it to, but then I thought about Christmas time and the holidays, and then everything's gonna get messy.
Exactly. It's so messy already. What if they're having sex and he calls her his dad's name?
There's an added element. There's an added element that we're not thinking about.
Sam's like, Bill, I mean, Amy. Amy, you're Amy.
Amy, sorry. No, that's your mom. Shit.
There's an added element that makes this worse.
What?
There's more?
All right, first,
Update?
there's some comments here. And this first comment, it had me thinking about, I was like, okay, the age gap. And then that made me, something occurred to me that they slept together 10 years ago and she's 23. She was 13. She was still living with her parents when they were actively having threesomes with this
They
guy.
did it in the house?
I don't know, but no, I just mean like,
Right? Fucking hotel.
I just mean like she was still like,
She was 13.
she was still under their care. She was a minor and like under their care while they were going out and doing that with
They can
the
be
threesome,
parents.
The threesome is fine.
Yeah,
The threesome
they
is
can-
fine.
yeah.
They just had the threesome with this
Yeah.
guy, and now he can't be the one who's in a relationship with her now.
Yeah,
All right, let me
TBT.
read this comment.
Once you said she was 13, the whole story changed.
Okay, let me read this comment.
Okay.
If I was in your shoes, knowing that my boyfriend was f***ing my parents when I was 13 is a massive nope, I'm out for me. I couldn't even imagine what's going through your mind right now. I'm sorry you're going through this. Yeah.
Okay, well, they
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah, that's what
They
we were.
said it.
That's what we were saying.
That's it.
So no, it's no.
No
Someone
chance.
else said, damn, that is rough. If it were me, I would just sadly say it won't work out with that person. I wouldn't be mad at your parents. They obviously couldn't have predicted that coincidence.
Right.
I would just say there are more fish in the sea, and the odds are most of them haven't had a threesome with your parents. Seems like it would be very awkward to continue that relationship. What if she just keeps finding guys and they're like, I also had a threesome with your parents.
That's
And she finds out that her parents just ran through the town.
Bill, bring out the key lime pie, honey. Your boyfriend.
She's at the mall with her parents, and then every single guy in the mall is just like,
right. Eventually,
you guys everyone in this town.
eventually they're gonna need just like a spreadsheet of everybody that's in town, so they can.
They're
just
going
mark
through
X's.
Tinder, and they're like, yep.
That one.
Yep.
No, not that. Oh, wait, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
we
9
did.
years ago.
We had sex with him too.
I forgot that it was 10 years ago. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I know. Though this is a crazy coincidence. This is like truly movie material. Like this
Yeah.
would be hilarious.
Seriously, yeah, it would be.
But they didn't forget Sam. You know what that means?
They didn't forget him.
He was
Good.
memorable.
Yeah.
Sexy dog.
Okay. What's crazy to me, though, is she runs for 5 minutes or however long, calls an Uber, comes home, immediately writes this Reddit post.
Yeah.
That's what she says.
That's her safe haven.
She got home and she's like, Chat GPT,
Help.
what do I do?
ChatGPT's like, you're
Last comment. Everyone in that room has been inside your mother. I am sorry. I'll see myself out. That's what a Redditor there.
Why would
huh?
you say something?
He
like that?
tightened his fedora for that one.
Yeah, I feel better about myself listening to that.
Just want to say that everyone was widowy your mom.
Jesus. I'll see myself out.
I'll see myself out.
God.
Oh God, we have to move on. I'm getting.
Is there an update?
No. What's the update?
I don't know.
Maybe the parents got with Sam.
It's
Yeah.
like I got back home and they had sex again.
I found them naked at home.
Well, there's no update? That's such a bummer.
Yeah. That is WTF stamped. Left the
Well,
planet.
I wonder what she did. I doubt she probably. But then imagine going back, like you can't leave your parents.
No, you just leave Sam.
That's an absolute. You're never getting over that.
That's such a bummer. I'm so glad she told her, because imagine if she waited and they like got married and have kids.
Oh,
Yeah,
You're
it's
right.
overall. It's good she knows.
yeah.
No, you're right. It's good. It is overall good. She was informed. Like she
Yes.
knows this.
Yes,
Mom did the right thing.
Of course.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know if there was any other way about it.
Sam like walks in and locks eyes with the dad, and they flash back to the night they locked eyes over his mom.
Now, I said it, now you're saying it again.
Well, I'm picturing it again. I'm a picturer.
Good.
Well, let's move on so we can picture something else messed up.
I love that.